China is facing a severe energy crisis that threatens to compound supply chain woes and derail the global recovery. With Evergrande and supply chain disarray stealing the spotlight, a growing energy crisis has mostly flown under the radar. China is feeling the pain, but the contagion is poised to spread globally. This video provides a simple framework for understanding the key drivers. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Rachit, and in this series, I intend to bring you up to date with what's happening in the post-COVID world around us. What are the visible impacts of China's energy crisis? More than half of China's mainland provinces have been forced to limit electricity usage due to shortages. The largest industrial provinces are facing cuts just as they try to dig their way out of the supply chain woes. Globally, widespread concerns over rising coal and natural gas prices, the latter of which deserves its own video in the future, are causing a stir. Policymakers are expressing real angst over the ability of their countries to adequately heat homes as winter months approach. In attempting to understand the situation, it's important to understand that the economy is an interconnected web of activity. Nothing happens in a vacuum. This means that an energy crisis in China is not just about China. It has a complex set of causes and effects. In this situation, China's crisis is primarily related to coal. While out of vogue, coal remains a key source of electric power globally. The science for dummies: coal is burnt, the heat boils water and produces steam, which drives a turbine, which in turn produces electricity. To dissect the coal-driven crisis and its ripple effects, we need a simple framework. Let's turn our pages back to Economics 101 classic, supply and demand. Supply is everything related to energy production. Demand is everything related to energy consumption. I will cover each side. First, demand. This is relatively straightforward. Demand for coal and electricity it produces is high and is further rising. The robust global recovery from COVID and the resulting impact on goods manufactured in China is one key driver. Domestic residential coal-powered electricity demand is also up, with a hot summer and lower than normal hydroelectric production. Next, supply. This one is more complex, with several distinct yet interconnected dislocations. The main supply dislocations that we can see here are coal shortages, import restrictions, utility price fixing, CCP emissions targets. Let's cover each one. Coal shortages. Global coal supply has been constrained. Coal mines have faced COVID-related shutdowns. Further, concerns over the PR risk of opening new coal production have held back new entrants. Rising global coal prices haven't led to new supply entering the market. Import restrictions. While coal supply has been constrained, China has taken action that has further exacerbated the problem. They cut Australian imports, previously about 10% of Chinese coal consumption, over a political spat. Similar story with Mongolia over anti-corruption crackdowns. Utility price fixing. In China, utility companies face standard pricing set by the government. This means they cannot raise prices when their input costs go up, as they have. Utilities are often better off shutting production, which they have done, versus producing at loss. CCP emission targets. President Xi Jinping has made a public pledge to cut carbon emissions with the goal to reach peak emissions by 2030. Positive for the environment, but the policy has led to provinces instituting curbs and blackouts for energy-intensive businesses. So looking at all of this through the simplistic framework, here's what we see. On one end, the structural surge in demand. On the other end, a number of significant supply challenges and dislocations. Yet again, we have demand up and supply down. The net impact: widespread energy shortages in China, sharp price increases and continued production delays. For supply chains, this means continued woes. For consumers, this means rising prices. In an interconnected economy, nobody is insulated from this disruption. I hope you feel better informed about the energy crisis after this video. I see you the next time.